Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome back to the Wolfcast live. Today is Monday, January 22nd, and it's an 8A. On today's show, see what updates are coming to the home of the Timberwolves.
Plus, get all of your updates on the 2024 race in this morning's brief, and find out how to pay for college with an all-new Scholarship of the Week.
Also, get the latest in Timberwolves sports with Reese Elizondo. Plus, get a look into the NFL divisional round and an all-new Alpha Wolf Athlete of the Week.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now.
So the first phase is this.
Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome back to the Wolfcast. I'm Kira Cox, and I'm here this morning with Reed Cummins and Lulu Lynch.
Big changes are coming to CPHS next year. Cedar Park High School is in the design phase of their upcoming renovations. According to Leander ISD, the campus fits the district's category of a school in need of modernizations.
More than $50 million was approved to complete CPHS's modernization after the passing of LASD's 2023 bond. The modernizations will start at the end of this semester.
They'll actually start at the end of this year, but we talked to Principal John Sloan on how the school makeover will affect the next few years at CPHS.
So the first phase is this summer, and that's going to be in the science building. Some of the areas are going to be done in the summertime because those classes can't be easily displaced into portables. So science will be done in the summer and would be ready to be moved into by the fall.
Sloan says that following the renovations to the science building, the lower east wing, known by students as the English Hall, will be next and is scheduled to be completed in the winter. The project includes updates to flooring, paint, the HVAC system, and more.
The idea is to freshen it up, make it look new. The lighting will all be updated. We're also going to do technology, so they're going to have smart boards in every room.
While it's time for modernizations to the school, next year is also beginning an increase of students at CPHS due to rezoning.
We're probably looking at 300 to 400 new students coming in for next year, predominantly in 9th and 10th grade. We'll probably have to utilize more of the spaces we have right now, classrooms that aren't being utilized or are being repurposed for things like ACC and other activities. So it's going to be a little bit tighter, and we're just going to have to maximize all the spaces that we have.
While each wing is under construction, those classes will be moved to portables in the East Student parking lot, which leaves many students with the question of where they will park next school year.
Ultimately going to mean we're going to cut sale of parking permits sooner next year than we are this year. So there will be less parking places available to sell. We'll be fine until spring of next year of 2025, but we'll have to cut sale of permits earlier because we're going to have limited spaces. So
The renovations are scheduled to conclude prior to the 2026 to 27 school year, but we'll keep you up to date if there's any new information. With CPHS News reporting for the Wolfcast, I'm Kira Cox.
Coming up this morning's brief with Charles Corson, but first these announcements.
Good morning, Cedar Park. I'm Charles Corson, here with this morning's brief. First, Ron DeSantis officially drops out of 2024 race. DeSantis posted a video on social media claiming he would not have dropped out if he thought there was a clear path to victory and therefore suspended his campaign. In addition, he also acknowledged that a majority of Republican voters wanted to, quote, give Donald Trump another chance, end quote. The Republican primary is now down to former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley and former President Trump. Next, Austin's last single-screen theater has been returned to its former glory. In 2011, the Millennium Youth Entertainment Complex was shut down due to not being able to upgrade to digital projection systems. Josh Frank, the former owner, decided not to let that happen and reopened the theater as East Side Cinema this past year. Now, after screening checks in December, the theater officially opened as of Saturday. Finally, a 73-year-old Hutto woman saves her dog from a pit bull attacking it. When a pit bull ran into the woman's home and started attacking her poodle, the woman first hit the dog with a broom, then a small axe. When both of these attempts failed, she shot and killed the dog, claiming the pit bull could have gone after her. What would y'all have done to defend your dog?
I don't know, that's pretty drastic, but like in the moment, like I don't know what I would have done.
I feel like my flight or fight responses would be like different than what I'm saying right now, but I feel like a gun is a little bit extreme.
I think it's
Yeah.
a little excessive.
maybe
I
like
probably would have used like
throw a
pepper
ball at it.
spray, like throw like a bone or something.
I mean, it seems like she tried
She
like
tried with an
everything.
axe.
Yeah.
I don't really know how she
would
failed
an
with the
axe
axe.
not work?
Maybe she, maybe
Yeah,
like,
but she's
like a-
76, so she probably had a hard time.
So she used a gun?
Yeah, where'd she get that from?
I mean,
Yeah,
she's
hold up, did she
76.
just have it in her pocket?
maybe.
Never know. Well, thanks, Charles. Up next, an all-new Scholarship of the Week, Sports Report, and our all-new Alpha Wolf Athlete of the Week.
Good morning, CP. I'm Austin Makaborski here with a new Scholarship of the Week. This week's scholarship is the Be Bold No Essay Scholarship. Any education level, state, a field of study, and any GPA will be considered. All you need is an internet connection. The top scholarship is worth $25,015 and will be awarded to the most earnest, determined, and moving entries. The deadline to submit an entry is February 1st. For more information on this, check out their website, bold.org. We'll be right back after this break with your Monday Sports Report and our Alpha Wolf of the Week.
Good morning, Cedar Park. I'm Risa Elizondo, and welcome to the first Sports Report of 2024. Let's start off with our girls basketball team, who dominated Lehman High School on Friday with a final score of 60-16, putting their overall record at 18-10 and 6-3 in district. The next game is away tomorrow against Lockhart, who has a record of 11-15. We beat Lockhart last month by 39 points, so this should be a good game. We also want to give a shout out to senior Kennedy Carlisle with a career milestone of 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, and 200 blocks. Congrats, Kennedy. Now over to boys basketball, who Friday. Our boys brought home a win with the final score of 63-54, making them second in district with a record of 6-1 in district play and 16-10 overall. They'll play again here tomorrow night at home against Lockhart at 7. The Lions have a record of 11-16, and the Wolves won 73-57 when they played them last month. Then over to soccer, who is finishing up their preseason play. Girls finished up their preseason with a record of 5-1. They played at the Governor's Cup Thursday and Friday, losing their game on Thursday against Capel 4-1, but then went on to win Friday 2-1 against Plano East, with goals by Meredith Colts and Sophia Peters. They'll start district play here at home on Tuesday at 7:15 against Liberty Hill, who is 1-4-1 in preseason play. Now, boys soccer wrapped up their preseason with a 1-7 start. They'll start district play at Liberty Hill, who has a 3-1 record. Then the boys will be here at home on Friday at 7:15 against Lehman. Now time for our Alpha of the Week. This week we have senior Isabel Peters, a dual sport UTSA commit. Here what Coach Poole has to say about her leadership on the team.
So Isabel's been a leader on and off the field. For the people that don't know Isabel, she plays basketball and soccer. So she'll come to a basketball practice, then a soccer practice, and then she'll play a full soccer game and then go to a full basketball game. And for the hours she puts in both sports and the commitment that she has is just shows her the leadership skills that she has on and off the field.
Congrats, Isabel, and tune in next week to see who our next Alpha athlete is. Now let's switch gears to the world of professional sports. The NFL playoffs are in full swing, and we had a 4-slate game this weekend for the divisional round. Let's start with on Saturday, where the Houston Texans flew to play the Baltimore Ravens. The game was close all through the first half, going into halftime tied 10-10. But the remainder of the game, Baltimore pulled away and scored 24 unanswered points, leaving a final score to be 34-10. The Ravens will get home field advantage next week in the AFC Championship, where they could punch their first ticket to the Super Bowl in 11 years. It's actually possible we could see a rematch of that game, since the Niners also won their ticket to the NFC Championship after defeating the Green Bay Packers 24-21. It was a very back-and-forth game going into half 7-6. The Packers scored 15 points in the second half, but the Niners got 17. On to Sunday's games, the Lions, who before last week hadn't won a playoff game in 32 years, took on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home and pulled away with a 31-23 win. Before yesterday, the Lions actually haven't won 2 playoff games since 1957. The Lions will play the 49ers next Sunday at 5:30. Now, the game everyone had been waiting all week for, the Chiefs versus Bills game. This game went back and forth essentially the entire game, each team alternating a 3-point lead throughout. But the final quarter had some crucial mistakes on both teams, including a fumble on the 1-yard line by Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco, leading to a touchback, giving the Bills the ball. Now, the Bills had a chance to tie the game and send it to overtime. Check out this clip of their attempt.
In the building, if he has to make one for us, the game on the line, he will. 44 yards, Bass. No, he doesn't make it. Wide right. Wow. The 2 most dreaded words in Buffalo have surfaced again. What an unbelievable stand.
After this critical field goal failed, the Chiefs narrowly pulled away with a win, where they will now face the Ravens next Sunday at 2. For updates on CPHS sports throughout the week, check out our X at CPHS_sports. With CPHS News, I'm Rita Elizondo.
All right, I am just so excited for Super Bowl season to start up.
It's so fun. You get to hang out with your family, your friends, and you have an excuse to have fun parties.
Yeah, well, I've never actually done a Super Bowl party.
Me neither,
does boggle
actually.
my mind.
Which is why we need to have one,
It's
guys.
just such an
Broadcast Super Bowl
essential
party.
experience. It's great.
We need to get on that.
Well, that's today's Wolfcast. Thank you for taking the time to join us during your day.
You can catch anything you missed and more on our X, YouTube, or TikTok at CPHS News.
Join us tomorrow for a recap on the band's TMEA and an all-new Light Witness News. With CPHS News, I'm Lulu Lynch.
I'm Reed Cummins.
And I'm Kira Cox. We're going to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Have a mesmerizing